The next entrepreneur is Azhar Ahmad and accompanied by his partner Fuad. Azhar is passionate about their dream of building a sculpture that would make Malaysia stand out in the eyes of the world.
My name is Azhar Ahmad. I'm a co-founder of ArtCube Sendirian Berhad. The reason why ArtCube is being set up was to actually promote visual artists. People are now looking at art in a different way as compared to 5 to 10 years ago. So there is a lot of interest, there is a lot of growth on this aspect of the art scene.
Satu benda yang menarik pasal art ni, because you boleh bercerita di mana saja dengan sesiapa sahaja. Okay, sesiapa sahaja akan ada pendapat pasal art, sesiapa sahaja akan ada pendapat yang baik atau pendapat yang tak baik. Pasal satu art tu kita boleh cerita pasal banyak perkara.
It's quite interesting because when they actually put that project together, they came up with a concept paper, and I think just not for any other reason but to get a third party's input into the entire thing. They actually did come to see the two of us and they laid it out for us, you know.
That's when we comes in now. Now we are talking to you about building the tallest sculpture in the world, for example. That's the culmination of whatever that we've been through, and we arrived to here. The impact on our society per se as a country, you know, is going to be really, really big. To do the tallest sculpture, which is the design concept with the Rafat Sembah.
Yeah.
So kalau kata design concept ni, do you think we'll have controversy ke?
Kalau nak kata whether it's controversial or not, to me this is Malaysia.
This is part of Malaysia lah.
This is Malaysian.
This is who we are lah.
Yeah.
So people can learn about us.
To build the tallest sculpture in the world, I think it's a tremendous achievement of the direction of the younger Malaysians who have come out today.
Idea tu tercetus because kita nakkan sesuatu yang terus menunjukkan negara Malaysia impak terus kepada luar negara dan juga impak kepada masyarakat di dalam negara.
As you can see behind me, this is another work of art, and it culminated in our proposal to build the tallest sculpture in the world. And the impact that the tallest sculpture in the world will bring to the country is going to be tremendous. That we need all the support that we can get at this point to make this happen. Malaysia needs this. This is an opportunity that Malaysia cannot miss. Assalamualaikum dan selamat sejahtera. My name is Azhar and this is my partner Fuad. We are co-founders of ArtCube Sendirian Berhad, and we are in the business of promoting Malaysian contemporary art, and we are here today because we have discovered during our process, our creative and engineering process, that we have discovered something really exciting, that the sculpture that we build, we can build the tallest sculpture in the world.
One question, yeah. This is a proposal to fund a project and not a proposal to invest in a business.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Because I thought this is more about investment in the business. Anyway.
Unless they think with the sculpture they can make some money out of it.
Is there?
Yeah.
Is
okay.
there?
Okay. Sorry. I think why we are here is because the first thing that we need is what we require now is we are seeking investment of 500,000 ringgit, because the first thing that we need to do is by working with the engineering firm that we now roughly we know that okay, this sculpture can be built, but the bulk of the money will be spent to hire them properly to do all the engineering calculation to estimate what is the amount that will be needed to actually build the actual sculpture.
We get your drift there,
yeah.
But what is there understood by you to be the tallest sculpture? Which sculpture are you trying to beat, or there hasn't been in the world right now a sculpture that can be called tall?
That's a very good question. The current tallest sculpture in the world is in Dublin, Ireland. It is at a height of 120 meters. And that is something that is a benchmark now. So basically, you know, during the whole, because engineering-wise, it's going to be that difficult as well.
What material do you intend to use?
It's going to be a steel sculpture with a titanium cladding. So that's why we bring in something different as well, because the reason why we're using titanium is also because of the weather-resistant, weatherproof and all this. So it's just something that we have got in mind.
Okay, but
so
with that material in mind, I am sure you can envisage the cost of the sculpture.
Yes.
At least
Yes. At this point, the estimate will be something in the region of 35 to 40 million ringgit. So that is something that we are looking at. And if you look at the value that is going to be created, because we understand when you look at 35 to 40 million to the government, you know, it is going to be is one sum of money. But when you look at the impact, the whole value creation that it can be, just look at the impact that the KL Towers and the KLCC Twin Towers have done to the country. Up until today, when you have an apartment as far as Brickfields, for example, as long as you have the view of the Twin Towers, the value of that apartment, for example, will be so much different than the one that is behind it. So, you know, we're talking the surrounding land, the value, the whole tourism dollars that's going to be generated to the government is going to be tremendous in that sense.
In order to get this taller sculpture,
Yes.
has already been attained by the Twin Tower.
Yes.
So why do we need another sculpture?
Because
To beat the Twin Tower or what?
Looks like Azhar's speech to the judges and investors is quite tense. We will find out right after this. Before the break, we saw the debate between Azhar and the investors. Let's see what happens next.
Very objective that you want to attain in order to get this taller sculpture has
Yes.
already been attained by the Twin Tower.
Yes.
So why do we need another sculpture? I mean,
Because-
to beat the Twin Tower or what?
No,
To enhance further our image?
yeah, to enhance again our image, because that building is still considered as a building, right? The tallest building in the world. But when you look at sculpture as a work of art, and that is something also, there's another impact there, because it's a work of art and there is a value also associated with it, and that is something of an iconic as well. We look at sculptures that have been done all over the world. We talk about the current project in London Olympics. After all the stadiums, the high-end stadiums, Zaha Hadid design stadiums, they still need a sculpture by Anish Kapoor to mark the 2012 Olympics.
Statue of Liberty.
That is the impact that we are.
But I think it's the creativity part. I'm a bit confused. You're talking about the tallest structure. You say you're trying to propagate creativity.
Yeah.
Now, which is which? The tallest structure, or is it the creativity which comes around it?
It's a bit of both, you know, because we are talking about sculpture per se. So it's a work of art. There's an artist behind it. There's a sculpture, and you know, by having this as an impact in terms of the height, and immediately, you know, it can be put anywhere in Malaysia. It has already put that place in the map. It can be in Sabah. It can be in Titi Wangsa. It can be.
Yeah. Why wouldn't another country take on and build a structure taller than that?
Because that's a very good question. Because now that that's why we see in the process that we have gone through now, there is a conscious race to build the tallest building in the world. You know, after Burj Khalifa, then you know. But then this is something that we see an opportunity. That's why we are here. There's an opportunity. After 9 years, nobody built anything.
I think I apologize that we thought this was going to be a business proposition, but I think we adjusted that it's a project proposition.
I agree with Saiful. It's not a business. It's a project. You know, it's a build and sell.
Yes,
that's what it is. However, I see there's a virtue in it, and I think how you should plan this is to actually go talk to some of the agencies like Pemandu, for instance, who's working on the Greater KL project, and you know, in trying to build a federal capital that's more you know, cultural in nature, they might want to include this in their plans.
Yeah,
but that should be underway, before you start trying to raise funds.
We have done that actually. We have gone to a few corporates. We have gone to a few government agencies. The response has been good, but then the deterrent now is the price tag. So that's why we want to start a movement. So that with this money, we can actually. I mean, for us, when you invest, it's not just the money and also the expertise from the investors to actually help us to actually push this to the relevant parties. That's what we are offering as well. Not just the financial assistance, but also the technical know-how. And that's what you just mentioned. Thank you so much for your time.
Looks like Azhar's idea was not well received by the judges. They are not convinced that this is a well worth business to be investing in.
That's why we are just two guys here, and no, this project of importance. We need somebody, investors to come in. We need their expertise as well, and people are generally excited about this. But then, such a big project, such a national importance, something yang it requires a bigger punya movement. So for us, that's why we've been pitching here. We need to build it first before anybody else doing this. Then susah lah.
It will also show lah dalam region kita, mungkin Southeast Asia, ataupun kalau kita nak go bigger Asia, world dan sebagainya, to show that Malaysia actually dah move.
We should be in the final. This is a project that is something that we have been, whenever we approach people, it's positive. That is our dream, this is our passion, we're going to do it. Whatever happens in this show, we're just going to continue and push doing this.
Father of two, Syaiful Zahrin is a big believer of education and the champion of rural folks. He's got an interesting business idea that would help the low and middle income earners.